There you go. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a bit more Might and Magic 8, Day of Destroy. For anyone who does not know this game, this is a PC game from the late 90s, I believe. I'm actually not entirely sure. Either way, last time we left off, where we recovered our party, we corrected and repaired all the equipment and armor, because when you die, you can revive your characters, but unfortunately you usually break some equipment one way or another, and that needs to be repaired. We don't have a repair person in our party, but oh well. So, let us actually see what we can currently do. Wait a second, we did complete the quest with the yellow fever. We actually need to go ahead and turn that in. There's an anointed herb potion. Tobarsk fruit. We may want to go ahead and buy a ton of Tobarsk fruit just to be able to deliver those for a better price. Either way. Currently I'm flying, by the way, which is why I'm hovering more or less above ground. It's an ability my little dragon Ithilgor here has, and that is really, really convenient. So I just need to find the dude with the quest for yellow fever that we completed. We managed to eradicate the yellow fever from
In for some
the
training.
premises, so to speak.
We got you again.
That's the equipment shop. Lady Ross is in here probably still. They can't get away from this island. Prophecies. Prophecies. Right, we actually delivered the snake idol, I believe, to him. So, expert air magic, we already taught that to this lady here. Expert leather. We don't have anyone who is necessarily going to be proficient in leather. I think I'm just going to go ahead and buy all the Tobarsk fruit. And then we're going to sell them in Ravenshore. Oh, have you stopped the epidemic? There we go.
The yellow fever epidemic is over. Thank you for your help.
Pirate rates. Okay, that is nothing new about the pirate rates, but we increased the reputation, we get a bit of gold, and we basically have a lot more stuff to work with overall. So we have a bunch of Tobarsk fruit. Let us go back over to Ravenshore. We could try to take another peek into the tower, but that seems rather dangerous. I'd rather go and do something that is not quite as dangerous right now.
Come aboard! Aboard! Anchors away!
Late 9 seems about right. It is 29th February of 2000, so I'm almost correct, I guess. So yeah, it is literally almost as early 2000 as it gets, this game here. Alrighty. I did mark this. There it is. Tobarsk fruit and pulp, where we can have that. I should also take a quick look as to where we can become better at
It's too dangerous.
perception. It's too dangerous to rest here. Yeah, well, we are in the middle of the air and over a river, so I don't think you're wrong there. So I would like to see perception. There, perception. Master in Shadowspire. I think that is going to be what I'm aiming to go for next, although we will need a few more skill points. So we will need to level up, we need to get stronger, etc. I think it was this one here. Nope. There, sell Tobarsk fruit. And how much did we get? Not actually that much more compared to where we were before. Maybe we needed to give this to a lady. I don't think those are actually affected by mercantile skill. Oh well. So, we know where Shadowspire is. This is right when you go across here to the east. You get to Shadowspire if you want to do that. Before I do that, I am actually going to go ahead and explore the top of the mountains here. Once again, there is various places where there are indeed some chests just kind of right there, for example. So someone has the sun trap. She has it. Wait. Where was this one trap? Did I just miss that in Ravenshore? I may have just missed that in Ravenshore. If so, we're going to go back there real quick. Disarm Trap Expert is what you're looking for. Perception, Disarm Trap. Yeah, Dagger Wound Island. Alrighty. What we're doing is we load the autosave, which always saves just before you take a trip through a screen transition to another area. So, where is that? Regeneration, air magic, leather, spear, identify item, expert plate, body magic. Did we have plate already on the expert? We do. Alrighty. Expert bodybuilding, arms master, earth magic, disarm trap. There it is. I thought I did that. Oh wait, I probably missed that when I redid the things. Yeah, I wanted to become expert here in that. Kill some pirates as we go, because why not? So, are you not Grandmaster Alchemy? There we go. Expert. Disarm trap. Very nice. If we didn't have the quest money from the Yellow Fever, we actually would not have been able to afford this. Curiously enough. Alrighty, let's go. Let us go sell the towards fruit again, I guess. Also, those ships, those are pirate ships. We killed the captains on top of them. I don't think that has any influence on anything else. It's just a thing you can do.
Come aboard!
By the way, I was just thinking about something. There are those bounty hunters, which just kind of ask you for a random character to be killed and then return to them. It can also be a peasant.
I don't know it.
Dark Elf peasant, for example. It can be straight up one of those, and well, they can more or less require you, or try to require you anyways, to kill off an innocent bystander. Naturally, the characters don't really like you for that. Let's see, 283, 538, 250? So we get 50 gold bonus per selling. Doesn't seem all that worthwhile if you ask me. Also, real quick, I was thinking if I can figure out where water magic expert is. I was thinking water magic would probably be rather handy to have. Water magic expert is in Ravenshore, actually right here, although he will not be able to get that with just 4 skill points. But it's in Ravenshore, so we will get that. Either way, what are we going to be doing? We need to go and train our characters up. Specifically my Minotaur, I do believe we have enough experience to level up to level 15. Which, I don't know how many skill points this is, but I hope it will be enough skill points to become Perception Master along the way. You know what? Let's just go over to Shadowspire, because we might as well. You always need to be on the ground in order to get to Shadowspire. By the way, right here, it takes us 5 days to go to Shadowspire. Sometimes you basically go off the beaten path and try to go into places like this. Shadowspire is 5 days from here. Interesting. I guess I can't really show this off right now, but that's alright. What I meant to say is sometimes, essentially, if you leave the map north over here, you might get to Garrett Gorge. But if you leave the map west over here, you also get to Garrett Gorge, but it takes you 3 days longer to go to Garrett Gorge north instead. It's a bit interesting, I guess.
I wish I knew.
Ooh, those look fancy.
Leave it.
That's a very fancy looking axe.
Worthless.
You say worthless, but I say that is probably quite neat. So hang on, what kind of axe is this? Let us check real quick. So we have 18 to 34 damage. Ooh, this is actually significantly weaker. I'm a bit surprised by that. This looks like a really fancy axe, but I guess not nearly as good as it could be. You get a new bow. We get rid of the old bow. We don't need it. Oh, either way, we go to Shadowspire now. Shadowspire. Here's the undead area. And they are not friendly. They are not friendly at all. Someone cast heroism.
This one's powerful.
So there's a skeleton hunter right there.
This could be tough.
Taking him out. So nice thing is, while they do shoot, we can just fly up and down and not have to worry too much about them shooting us, since we can just go up and down and we're fine. Also, you can see projectiles on the map, which is why I just flew up and down. Basically, you can just really see them. So here we have a vampire. Vampires are, generally speaking, pretty tough opponents, honestly. Like, you don't necessarily want to have them as your enemies, at least on melee combats. At least in Might and Magic 3, Heroes of Might and Magic, or in general, I guess in Might and Magic series so far, from what I know anyways, they do tend to attack you and regenerate whatever they attack you with. The enemies here should probably give a bit more experience than enemies in previous overworld areas. You can kind of aim to try and take out pretty much all of them if you really want to, but since they are so few and far between, that might be a bit of a annoying endeavor, but at the same time, might as well just kind of clean up with a bunch of those. As long as we don't get overwhelmed, we should be fine for the most part anyways. Especially thanks to a dragon just dealing so much damage. We got a bow as an item, just a regular old bow. So they don't even use that strong the weapons. Ouch. We do still get hit by many enemies around here. So either way, we entered the map from the west, and here, this is Shadowspire. This is a town. This is inherently friendly, overall anyways. Just a regular peasant with a gigantic dagger. And here we have...
I've never seen one before. I've never seen one before.
Necromancer. Those are basically the guards of Shadowspire. Shadowspire is overall a reasonably high level area compared to at least Ravenshore or others. It's not the highest level, but it's quite significant because you can actually generally gauge how strong or difficult an area is to go into dungeons and such based on how
A simple repast.
much you can fill up your rations for. Also, that costs a lot of money there. Either way, let's play Archmage a little bit. So we hopefully get a bit of money. Also, I want to win at least once everywhere. Alrighty, we start with 4 generating of everything. Sounds interesting. All players lose 5 bricks, gems, and recruits. That doesn't sound too great. To me, anyways. Plus 6 recruit if walls, great drift. Let's see. 8 damage to your tower. Recruits and bricks. Plus 7 wall. Lose 10 bricks. Overall, this could be a bit of a tricky one, I dare to say. Because now he has a quarry already. I cannot really do a whole lot right now. It feels like anyways. A little bit of damage, just wait. Gain a few recruits. Plus 7 tower. Magic is greater than enemy magic, 12 damage, else 6 magic. So my magic is not greater than his. The same. Just deal a little bit of damage to him. Plus 2 quarries. Nice, that is actually really handy. 20 tower, 8 wall, that's a lot of bricks invested, but we have a lot of quarries anyways, it should be fine for the most part. Plus 1 tower, play again. 2 bricks, 2 gems, play again. There's no reason to not play this card essentially. Plus 3 tower for now. Plus 1 magic. Alrighty, I would like to have that magic too. But I don't think we have currently the option to get that plus 8 tower. He has 3 gems. He hits himself for some reason, plus 1 wall, play again. 20 damage, enemy loses 10 gems, 1 enemy, minus 1 enemy dungeon. That's pretty awesome actually, if you ask me. So, 4 damage plus 3 wall. He gives direct damage to my area. Also, he has... He has a lot of magic compared to me. Oh well. Right now, he has more magic, but there's not much I can do about this for now. 7 tower. Damage to the enemy. Minus 1 enemy quarry. Probably it's not going to do a whole lot in the long run, since it's just... He had 7 total, that's a lot anyways. Lose 10 bricks. I would like to keep my bricks actually. Maybe... No. I was thinking maybe we can go for resource victory, which is probably like 200 resources or so. I'm actually not even sure. You played a Flash game when you were young based on this. It was fun. Yeah, actually I always wanted to look for one, but I never found one. Well, not always, but for a while anyways. So let's see. Tower or wall. Plus magic, that sounds nice. Push to the enemy. Enemy loses recruits. 0 damage overall. Minus 1 enemy dungeon, oh boy. 11 tower. Looks like we need to go for 100 tower. Maybe that is our best bet anyways. Plus 1 magic. All players equal highest magic. I'd rather not have that for now, thank you very much. Plus 1 quarry. Plus 2 damage, play again. Plus 11 tower. So I just need 11 more tower in order to win essentially. Quarry plus 1. Damage to enemy tower, play again. 3 damage plus 1 gem. Just need a little bit more tower. I really need to just somehow get that tower. Minus 1 enemy quarry. My wall is slightly higher, so I can damage his tower directly. Plus 3 wall. 5 damage to enemy tower, enemy loses 8 recruits. My bricks are actually looking pretty good for overall resource gamble. Still direct damage, I don't think... Oh, good thing I tried to go directly there. Enemy loses 10 gems, 5 bricks, you gain half of that around it up. That's good to me. So I assume we need 250 or 300 bricks in order to win. If we can't get the other stuff. I get plus 1 magic here. So basically we have enough resources. At this point we would like to have better cards overall really. I'm not going to play this one because I'm going for the brick victory. Oh boy. Plus 2 tower, 2 damage to enemy tower. Ouch, my tower is gone. 2 damage to enemy tower, play again. Plus 5 wall. If it's 250 we win next turn, but he may win either way if he is lucky with this. No, it's not 250. Switch walls. Plus 11 tower. I would like to damage his tower, but it feels like could be rather difficult at this point. Yeah. Walls take 5 damage. Okay, play again. 6 damage. I can now finally damage his tower. If wall is greater than enemy wall, do 3 damage, else 2 damage. Oh. Well, rather do as much damage as possible. No! So close! Minigame sound is quite loud, barely understand me. That's actually the same loudness for me for the sound, but thank you. I reduced it a bit. Let's try this again. Plus 2 dungeon. Well, that's a good start. It's a really good start, actually. And I can eventually switch. If tower is smaller than enemy tower, plus 2 tower, else plus 1 tower. Sure, whatever. Get plus magic, plus 4 towers, you lose 3 recruits, 2 damage to enemy tower. Let's play again afterwards. Plus 1 tower, play again. Plus 1 to all play done, so you gain 3 recruits. This is technically benefiting me more if I go for a resource victory here. Enemy tower directly. 1 quarry. Let's switch walls already. This is basically 16 damage to his wall. By the way, is it less loud now, preferably? So, damage to enemy tower. Quarry is smaller than the enemy quarry. Quarry equals enemy quarry. It's not anymore, actually. 13 damage. 3 damage to enemy tower. So I could go for this one, but I don't see the point right now anyways. Mad cow disease. Oh no. 6 damage, I guess. 7 damage. 4 damage. 20 damage. Ooh, boy. Just need 6 more damage somewhere from... Oh, there we go. We win. Aha. We win. Alrighty. So, let us real quick take a peek into the houses of Shadowspire. Lich. Veterinous Taleshire.
Ah, you seek to achieve the ultimate in the darker arts. The necromancers among you seek to turn themselves into Lich, the most potent of necromancers. Very well. I can perform this transformation for you, but you must do something for me. And get something for yourselves too. I require the Lost Book of Kel. It contains secrets of necromancy that had been hidden since Kel's tower sank beneath the waves. The lizard man of Daggerwood celebrated when the sea took Kel and his knowledge from us. With the volcanic upheaval in that region, I believe the Tower of Kel can be found. Retrieve the book from the library and bring it to me. Now, for yourselves, you will need a Lich Jar for every necromancer that wishes to become a Lich. Santhora, the mad necromancer, keeps a large supply of these jars. Perhaps she will sell you one. If not, you must take them from her. So, this is essentially upgrading your necromancer to the higher level so they can grandmaster dark magic, fire magic, air magic, wind magic, and various other things. The downside, in my opinion anyway, is that they literally will look all the same, kind of like a skeleton. They essentially give up their flesh and they become lichs, which, well... If it wasn't for that, I might have actually kept Devlin in the party, because actually it's just kind of like his attitude and voice overall, but it all becomes the same for every lich afterwards. So that's a thing you can do. The game has voice acting, something like that. So we here have Grandmaster Vampire. And... where is that? Lives in the city of Twilight, serving as eyes and safe house for any vampires that travel that region. Twilight? I don't even know where Twilight is, but if we want to become expert vampire, that's where we have to go. Grandmaster Meditation,
is right here. Here we have Master Vampire. Grandmaster and Master right next to each other, kind of convenient to an extent. So here we have Corbu. So he is called Lathian. House of Lathian. Corbu was the most powerful of the vampire race. Over 100 years ago, he stood something that our kind could not accept. Absolution. Somehow, Corbu began to experience guilt over the need to feed, or perhaps the act of feeding itself. He could no longer bear the thought of killing in order to survive. Many of our elders argued with him. He decided to find a place where he could ponder his existence. Thus, the crypt of Corbu was constructed with slave labor in the ravaged roaming region. Corbu has not been heard from since he left. Quest. In this time of chaos, we need the minds of all our elders. Return us with Corbu. Return to us with Corbu, or his remains, if he has perished. If he has indeed perished, you must return his sarcophagus with him. We will attempt to reanimate him so that we may consult his wisdom. Promote necromancers. You have not recovered the lost book of Kale. Wait, the H and the E is now different. There will be no promotions until you return with the book. Speak with Wetrinus Taleshire. We are not tall in this game, I'm floating. By the way, I'm floating just slightly above the ground because this makes me move significantly faster compared to walking. In case you're wondering why I'm doing this. Make a weapon. We can make many weapons. So as long as we have more reagents, more specifically, more of those ores. So we can just kind of make random weapons, hope for good enchantments, good weapons overall. Although those will be, for the most part, not all that great, let's put it that way.
Leave it.
So what do we have here? Dark Elven Longsword. Plus 6 damage, 3d3 plus 6. That's interesting. Actually, I've noticed something earlier when I looked at this. Permit the use of sword in left hand. So you can actually dual wield swords as well at the master. So our lady here could become dual wielding swords. Become dual wielding swords? Yeah, sure. She transforms into 2 swords. So, alrighty.
Sure we can cure you.
We have the
We're here anytime.
Healing Guild over there. Master Shield. Right here if we need to become Master in Shield. Coffins.
Sethric Fist at your service. Fine coffins made to order.
Coffins.
As you might imagine, business is great.
Oh, sure.
The guild necromancers turn most of my customers into skeletons and zombies, but vampires are repeat business.
Want a piece of the action? There's a wood dealer in town.
Mylander, who is always looking for good murmurwood lumber.
If you have any, he'll pay you a pretty penny for it. Interesting. I guess it makes sense that vampires are repeated customers. Hidden treasure.
What do you want? My research requires great concentration. By concentration, you are breaking with your intrusion.
You are intrusion? Hidden treasure.
I've come up with a scheme for finding hidden treasure. Before he barged in, I was hard at work formulating a spell for sensing gold, hidden beneath the ground. If I'm successful, I plan to have a dragon carry me over the wastelands of ravaged roaming, where the dread pirate Stanley's treasure is rumored to be buried. My spell will find it, and I will be a wealthy man.
Well, here's very explicit how that works. Buy silver dust of the sea for 5,000 gold and send ground by Ivan Horns. Alrighty. Silver dust. Buy silver dust, sell Wyvern horns. That is nice to know, actually. We know where we can get silver dust, I think, in Ravensshore, if I'm not mistaken. So what do we have here? Buy pirate amulets and sell Heartwood of Chadam. Alright. It's a similar concept, basically just a trading thing. Buy pirate amulets. Sell Heartwood of Chadam, which is one from the murmur woods that we just learned about for coffins, or sarcophagus, I guess. Master Perception, that is kind of what I'm looking for, essentially. Unfortunately, right now, we don't have enough levels. Let me actually real quick check for... There we go. Here we have horseshoes, which we might want to use. Also here, some more money for us. Ooh, shields.
Worthless. Leave it.
Worthless, leave it.
Worthless.
They look actually pretty decent to me, if you ask me. We are giving those over to our lady here. She will be able to actually use a shield, I think. +8. This is just +6. Actually, it's surprisingly good for a wooden shield, I guess. I guess it is pretty large after all. So, and you also have a shield, so we can replace those. Those are just more or less strictly better. We have a bunch of things to sell. If we didn't... Oh, that's a 200. Oh, a dark bastard sword. 45 plus 2. What do you have here, buddy? 45 plus 6. So this is probably a lot better for a weapon. Either way, we can go and train.
You very good.
No one... Ah,
Very
you can train a
good.
little bit, she can train a little bit. Alright. So that means essentially for me, maybe I can go and become proficient in perception. Ah, there's a case where one horseshoe is going to give me just enough skill points to now become master perception. Oh, wait a second, we haven't been there yet. Alrighty, master perception. Hooray. So next is Grandmaster, which will be at 11 points, but he would also need a promotion to whatever the higher level of a Minotaur is. Solo Happy Raid. Hey Happy Maskmaker, welcome. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're happy as well. House of Benefice. Nightshade Amulets.
The vampires cannot normally walk about in daylight, but Thunt, the Necromancer's Guildmaster, has created an artifact to deal with this. A vampire wearing one of his Nightshade Amulets can move about freely day or night. Sadly, there are few available. I myself do not have one, so I must stay indoors during the day.
Give me a second, I need to clean my nose real quick. Alrighty, so.
Some say that Iseldir's puzzle box is cursed, and that use of it will make the owner go slowly mad. This can't be true. All of my studies have provided me with enough proof to determine that the box is the ultimate game in Jadam. Not that ridiculous card game Archimage. The last reported owner of Iseldir's puzzle box was Santhora, who is also known as the Mad Necromancer of Shadowspire.
Hours of enjoyment.
I need to not see you again until you have the puzzle box.
So the Mad Necromancer of Shadowspire, he lives with some bone dragons and all those kinds of things. Yeah, we're not going there yet. We might go there sometime though. Alrighty, so far we have looked at these houses here at the bottom. Let's go real quick in between here, where we haven't actually explored those two houses yet. Then we checked this side here and then the rest of the city to the east. Hi.
Greetings, I'm Nathaniel Roberts. Without false modesty, I can say I am mighty master of dark magic. It is your good fortune I've grown bored of Shadowspire and seek a company of adventurers such as yourselves to ally myself with.
If you are agreeable, I will allow you to accompany me. Do you want to travel with Nathaniel Roberts the Necromancer? Sure.
Fa! You are more a mob than an adventuring party. I'm looking for a smaller group. I will seek them at adventures inn. You want to journey with me? Well, perhaps you'll find me there.
So basically, if you allow parties, other characters to join, you can always get back to them at the inn. So I'll let him join. Maybe I'm going to just grab his items. Expert Vampire. Oh, it's here. Sure, sounds good. She now has a new spell. And that is Levitate. This ability allows the vampire to levitate the party slightly off the ground, avoiding damage from drowning or lava, and also avoiding setting off ground traps. So this is actually kind of handy indoors. I actually really like that ability. Quest, Hallian Cottage.
We seek to put to rest the soul of Nosferatu called Korobu.
We have heard rumors that the vampires of Shadowspire seek to resurrect this ancient evil. There's a vial of grave dirt kept hidden in the vampire crypt in the region of Shadowspire that is instrumental in bringing Corvo back to life. Find us this vial and return it to us. We will always be in your debt, and we will reward you well. So what does he want me to do? Get the vial of grave dirt. And what does do? Basically, they want to resurrect Corvo, but the other guy told us that they don't even know whether he's still alive or not. Interesting. The vial of grave dirt. Corvo scattered vials of the dirt from his original grave to safeguard himself. This way he could always gain access to the dirt and move his crypt if needed to. So, necromancer stuff I don't understand. Okay, fair enough. So,
Leave it.
we'll just
Leave it.
pick this up, because we will want to sell a bunch of things anyways. Alrighty, we are almost done over here. We will now start moving here, but before that, there's another thing. What do we have here?
Leave it.
Turn Undead.
Leave it.
I feel like they don't want to have that around them. Master Learning. Expert Learning is in Murmurwoods. Learning basically gives you more experience points per enemy kill, essentially. It's actually quite a substantial gain overall. Leave it. Greetings. The guild. The Necromancer's Guild? Hey, I think they're great. You should have seen this place before they came. Nothing going on at all. Sure, we got vampires, skeletons, and other undead running around. Still, I gotta say, things are sure a lot more lively around here. Well, something like that, I guess. I grow weary of the endless demands placed on me by my so-called master. The accursed stunt, he would have me stay here in Shadowspire as a guard. A guard? I am meant for greater things. An adventure like yours is what I seek. Will you have me in your fellowship? Sure. Kind of like the same deal. We may take equipment off of him, but maybe we do more. Yeah, this is here. Now we are almost through here. You look freaky, lady. Elspeth Rockham. So this is Grandmaster Identify Item, and Identify Item can be Grandmastered by our lovely dragon here. Speaking of ID item, he's Master actually already. He would need to become just a, well, Great Dragon I think it's called? Not actually sure about this. I've opened this just now 3 times, maybe eventually I'll remember.
Do come in.
Buy special, so they have quite nice equipment here. So special in a leather armor. I guess they don't have chain armor, do they? No, no chain, that's unfortunate. Here we have larger shields if we wanted to buy those. Actually, before I do anything, I'm going to put everything into this lady's inventory there. Just so...
I don't have the space.
that's... whatever. I guess the bows are not all that valuable in the first place. So, we use the Dark Elf ability, Glamour.
Do come in.
This allows us to sell those items at a higher price. Only the defensive items, I guess, for now. Yeah. I might keep the Regnant Cutlass, or maybe I should sell it. Oh well. There's going to be other shops sometime soon anyways. Oh.
What would you like?
Right here it is. Ooh, Serpent Staff. These rare staffs may appear unwieldy, but they are the product of sorcery. In combat, they flex with animal intelligence to work in blows through their target's defense. Also, there are daggers. Master Dagger, +5 attack. Basically, those are daggers +5. 2d2. We might actually want to grab some of those for Elspeth here. +5 daggers. Yeah, we actually want to grab 2 of those. You can learn mace as well. I didn't realize that. Maybe could come in handy. We don't need it right now. It would be a money investment that I'm not willing to make. Alright, we just sell all the things that we probably will never use. So the 2 bolts we will probably never use. Give this over to her so we have a little bit more money out of those items here. Wait, did Glamour already wear off? Oh, it did wear off already.
What would you like?
Whoops. Alrighty, we buy 2 of those daggers, give them both to Elspeth. I definitely want her to be dagger lady extraordinaire. I'm not even sure I'm ever going to use those alchemy thingies. Glamour seems to wear off really fast, by the way. I didn't realize that. Probably technically lost a bunch of money, but whatever. So cure poison, I probably should have that sometime learned, but I guess I haven't really paid attention as to where body magic and such is. Alrighty, we cannot level up quite far yet. Let's see. This guy brings us to Ravenshore, which is actually kind of nice. It's quicker than traveling ourselves overall, and also doesn't cost us... Well, it costs us money, but it doesn't cost us rations. Which is nice. Potion of Pure Intellect.
A necromancer's greatest ability is his intellect. Without sufficient intellect, the necromancer can't find himself without spell points when he needs them most. If you bring me the basic ingredients of them... Oh, of a potion of pure intellect, I will reward you with the potion I can create. Do you have the ingredients? We do, actually. Apparently we do need to activate Lamentia before... Which also reminds me that I've gotten the potion of pure luck. I'm inclined to give the potion of pure intellect over to our dragon. Although maybe the lady is better off with it. They gave most spell points for it. Oh, I just right-clicked. I didn't realize that would work like this. Well, war between guild and temple. Centuries ago, the largest battle to date between the Guild of Necromancers and the Temple of the Sun was fought on this spot. So much magical energy was released that the very ground was scorched and is black to this very day.
This is why it looks all grey and ugly. Maybe they like it that way. Adventure.
How are you? I'm Havasha de Vardbera, a member in full standing of the Necromancers Guild. I wish I could join with you. Sadly, our war with the Temple of the Sun takes up all of our time. The guild cannot spare me now. Go away, shush.
Yes, liches do have a really high-pitched voice. Grandmaster staff is right here. I have never had anyone who ended up becoming Grandmaster at staff, by the way. That might actually be quite interesting sometime. Although I feel like only necromancers can get there. I don't even know who would be Grandmastering staves. Feel free to tell me if you do know.
Welcome. I can make many wondrous things from the various ores that are indigenous to Jadam.
So, ore item creator. I kind of missed to update the map with the other guy. But we don't have any ore right now. I didn't realize it would be right here.
Hail, adventurer.
Oh, Santora.
Santora is a strange character. Not to say that members of the Necromancers Guild are not all strange, but she's truly mad. I hear that other guild members simply refuse to work with her. So terrible are her experiments. Still, they value her dark genius. To keep her around, they built her a lab of her own out on the marshy wastes outside of town.
Yes, we're not going there quite yet. We are not... I'm not prepared for it. Make armor? Oh, wow. Alrighty. All of the ore armor type creators are there. So I should have taken note of that before, I guess. Temple of Eve.
Yes, what is it? Those cursed ratmen, those so-called priests of Eep, are nothing but trouble, but more like a pack of thieves than holy men. They are. I'll warn you, traveler. Keep an eye on your equipment when they're around. They'll steal anything that isn't nailed down.
They don't have a high opinion of Ratman. Also, rune posts.
Awake after sleep of 34 years, and already have company.
As you have traveled far, perhaps you can tell what was transpired while I slumbered. Come with us. Though may not look like it after my long sleep.
I know
Know that you speak with one of the greatest vampires alive today. Go with you? I think not. Your inexperience would make you more of a hindrance to me than anything. I would do better on my own. Well, to be fair, we are rather inexperienced, so I don't blame him.
Selection of heirloom
I think he is a straight up Nosferatu, which is the high version of a vampire, rather than the regular thingy. So, what can we sell? Well, this is the only thing that we have right now. What do you have any interesting artifacts here? Ragnar Boots of Water Walking prevents damage from drowning. That's pretty awesome, actually. I did not even know that was a thing. To be fair, if we were to be drowning, only one character, I guess, the one wielding or wearing those boots would benefit from it, so I guess they still have +8 armor. However, 5,000 gold, I'm not going to pay that quite yet. So there's gemstones if you want to buy those. A steel belt doesn't do anything. Unless they are magically enchanted. Mine resistance +4, that sounds nice.
soon.
Vampire Crypt, hi.
Hail, adventurer. For the most part, the Necromancer's Guild has the local vampires under control. Mostly. But there's one place you don't want to go. Most of them sleep in a communal crypt north of the guild. Watch out if you go there. They're a bit, shall we say, territorial.
Interesting.
Welcome to my laboratory.
Welcome to my laboratory. Alright, potion shop dude. Don't really care too much. White barrel, plus luck. And this is, I think, the last house we have so far. Looked at everything else.
Greetings, how may I help you?
Nature gems. That's the same deal as we already know. So, you may notice that I cannot fly any higher, and there's still a thing that is higher up. This is the Shadow Spire. Unfortunately, it's an entire dungeon. We will go in there eventually, but not for now. So, where do we go next? I would say, let us go to that Chapel of Ype. You know, the one that I pointed out over in Ravenshore quite a while ago? Let's go there. We can take the cottage, actually, in order to get there in-game time-wise a little bit quicker. Also, I believe I looked up, it is actually 2 in-game years until things respawn. If I'm not mistaken. Have I already opened this? No, I haven't. Nice. Anything new in here? You know, we just kind of go
Worthless. Leave it.
into random places and... Oh, permanent intellect, in case you are not high enough in intellect. Words. Oh, we have actually not gone in
Powerful
here.
magic if you can afford it.
Oh, it's only dark magic. We don't have a dark magician. Either way, after 2 years, everything resets. Monsters, enemies, areas. Maybe not everything, but I think most things. Your quest is still the same though. Alrighty. So over here we have this Chapel of Ype. I kind of would like to go straight there, which is straight west from here. And this is one of the reasons why I kind of hesitate on going in there. They usually have a lot of things hidden and just kind of inaccessible unless you know where the switches are, or, in our case, we have someone who's really good at perception. Yellow, personality. So, this, before we go in actually, let me cast Bless on everybody real quick. As you might be imagining, there's going to be a bunch of enemies in there. As with all places holy to the followers of Ype, this small temple smells faintly of fur and cheese. And yes, those are not friendly. We cannot negotiate, unfortunately, even though I would like to. So we just take care of them in the traditional way, I guess. You heard them shoot, but you didn't see anything. I think they shot into the wall rather than anything else. let's actually just go into real-time combat. Those enemies here are reasonably weak, to say the least, as in we are somewhat expected to go here around when we would also go into the Smuggler's Cove, but for now we're moving here. Now with Master Perception, I think I should be able to figure out everything around here. Hopefully. I actually have never completed those dungeons and temples to 100% because I've never really managed to know where all the hidden buttons and such are. They can be kind of tricky to locate, to say the least. Alrighty. Oh, hi.
Please help me.
Minotaur's diseased. Well, that's less than ideal. Hey, that looks really ugly, actually. Cure disease potion. There we go, buddy. So we need to heal up a little bit while we're at it. Which we probably want to focus on getting a little bit more body master or body magic expert. I believe she also can become expert in body magic, so she has a little bit... Oh, actually all the way to master. That is higher than I expected it to be. Either way, that should be helpful to us. Also, thanks to us now having a higher level trap disarmor, we should not run into any traps that we cannot disarm in here too. That is another reason why you may want to wait until I go in here. Intellect gauntlets. Can a dragon even use gauntlets? Water resistance +4. It's something. We might as well want to use it. We leave those things here. They will just clutter our inventory and not worth too much. Here, can you use gauntlets, buddy?
It's of no use to me.
Nope, he cannot use gauntlets. So intellect goes over to you. And water resistance, those are probably better. Yeah, okay. Just leave those here, might as well. Open up this one here. Always pick up the gold first, because that's quick. Caravan leather off shielding. Half damage from all missile attacks. Well, that's actually pretty extreme, if you ask me. Nothing else of terribly interesting. Oh, invisibility is actually really good if you want to cast it. Invisibility makes enemies not see you, as you might be able to guess. And unless you bump into them. So, let's see, there's still one enemy around here. Also, this door here would be rather tricky to locate if you didn't have perception. I knew there was a door here. This is actually one of the few things I still remember. But I don't really remember a whole lot else.
Worthless.
Some amulet, we just sell
Leave
it.
it.
Sell this one.
Worthless.
Boots of walking. Plates. We will sell all of those little thingies that are worth reasonably much for how little space they take up. Oh, what is that?
Leave it.
Caravanner's crossbow. This looks pretty fancy. No, we need to start looking into which
Leave
bows
it.
are the best ones, I guess.
Worthless.
Special disarm skill +2. Well, you can have new
Worthless.
boots. Special speed +3.
Worthless.
And the staff, too large for my taste. I'm just going to leave it in here. So let's see. Let us compare the range. Can we see range damage? Shoot, +27. 24, 27. So this thing is better overall, I assume anyways. Your stats go to... Damage is
My pack's full.
19. So this bow is slightly better. And I believe the bow should also be slightly better here. Oh no, it's not. Interesting. Alrighty. Fine by me. Your pack is full, that is kind of... Okay. So here we have some more axes. Let's just take a look at the helmet. We can probably just equip the helmet for more defense. Oh yeah, he doesn't even have proper helmet. Let's get rid of this one. Ooh, that looks fancy. Oh, Lock of Eldenbury. Quest item. A lock of Warrior Eldenbury cheese. Though many have tried to duplicate its subtle, smoky flavor, only the master Frostgiant cheese, masters of the frozen Warrior ways, know the secret of its formulation. So this is one of the 3 cheeses that we are supposed to bring over to the Cheese Tasty Master. Journal Scrap. I wonder, did I actually even read the last one?
This bubble.
What did you say? He said something else than worthless?
Leave it.
Impressive. That sounded interesting. Also, Might +5. We will give this to our Minotaur.
Worthless.
Minotaur Battle Sword. Pretty
Leave
valuable
it.
for selling anyways. 6
Worthless.
defense. This is a better shield than what we
Leave
have.
it.
This is something we sell as well.
Worthless.
So this is a really good ring. +5 might. We might as well equip this. For now anyways. And you have a new shield. This is +7. This is 8. And you don't get shields. I might be interested in the first Cruiser Grande match today. Rockman X. Oh goodness. I would love to watch that. When is that blood? Did it start already? Half damage from all missile attacks. Considering we should have taught her leather already. Since this chainmail is not really all that good. We did teach her leather. So this is actually strictly better than this chainmail here. We do have new boots. We just throw the boots away so we don't get confused about stuff. Alrighty. Refresh. I do believe there's a switch behind the altar here. I may have been mistaken. So either way, this is the Chapel of Eve. They literally worship cheese. To be fair, they are rats, so it kind of makes sense. There is a switch here somewhere. At least I thought there was. May have been mistaken. Maybe that's all there is to it. Not entirely sure. There's at least some more enemies somewhere around here. I hope their acid doesn't... Hi. I hope their acid doesn't exactly destroy my equipment. I would prefer that. Just checking real quick. So, more of those chests. Anything interesting? Mine resistance +2. I just stack everything onto my Minotaur here until we have all the fingers completely covered. Oh, wait. Oh, I accidentally didn't have him her selected anymore. Cure poison. We keep this one.
I have no idea.
Worthless.
I need monster skill +4 here. Elspeth, you
Worthless.
can have this. Might as well equip it. I don't think this is terribly useful overall. But hey, might as well. Going to keep this gem.
I wish I knew.
Worthless.
Worthless indeed.
Worthless.
Cure disease and awaken.
Worthless.
Chainmail +8. We just leave those here. More gems. Let's see, what do we have
Leave
here?
it.
+10 armor. We already have that, basically.
Leave
And
it.
Battle Sword should be worth a decent amount of money for selling. Wow, they have quite a stash of items here.
I wish I
Leave
knew.
it.
Accuracy +6. That sounds really nice for our vampire
it.
here. We already have shields. We sell those little gems, I think. Cure disease potions
it.
I'd like to take. Shields, this is air magic. We have air magic expert, so we can
Leave
actually learn
it.
that. I didn't even think about learning new magics for the expert
Can't
level.
wait to use it.
Can't wait to use it. What does shield do exactly? Halves damage from incoming ranged attacks, such as rocks and arrows, by slowing the missiles down just before they hit. That's really good, actually. 1 hour, 18 minutes, so it's basically just you cast it once
wish
per
I
combat.
knew.
Worthless.
Caravan is small shield of defense, so it's armor class +4 and armor is 6, so it's actually 10. That's actually better than what we have.
Leave it.
Here, you can equip this for now in this case. 6 minutes into the game. I see, thank you. I already started this, so I'm just going to
This
continue.
is useful.
I'll probably just watch the VOD. Could you link it to people who are interested in
I
it?
have no idea.
That would be nice.
Worthless.
Which wand of fire? This primitive material of this wand is infused with dark spiritual energy. To use this wand, you must equip it though you were equipping a weapon. So basically wands have charges. This one has 39 charges, and you can just attack enemies with it as if were your normal weapon. Usually at range, usually it has ability one way or another.
Worthless.
So you want to be a bit wary. Also remove curse scroll. That is actually nice. Cure disease. Water resistance +4. Might as well equip it because we don't have anything equipped on those slots so far. Very good. Very good. Okay, there's no more enemies around here. And this might be everything in this chapel, actually. We don't see anything red lighting up with our Minotaur's perception. We should be able to find literally everything. So I assume there is no more things hidden in this dungeon. If I'm wrong, whatever. Actually, if I'm wrong, at this point, feel free to tell me, because I'm never going to come back here, at least not in this playthrough. Maybe in a distant future. Oh, hi. I'm sorry. He's scared.
I don't know it.
Goodbye,
You
Ratman.
can tackle this.
Thank you, Blood. Appreciate that. Sure, Tristan. I will do that in just a moment. In fact, I probably should go ahead and check on stuff for the upcoming race. Let's see. Bubble Trouble for the Atari Lynx. I've never heard of that game before, so I've not played it, so I can confirm this is going to be completely blind for me. Sounds good to me, Tristan. Sorry if I'm not responding in Discord. I have Discord open on the side now. So, either way, let us buy some air magic spells in case we get to have a higher level.
Magical knowledge.
Lightning Bolt. I don't think this will, as in damage from her spells, will ever outvalue the damage from her bow, because she will become an incredibly strong bow wielding master. Jump. Jump is actually something I do want. Jump is literally hard it sounds like, but you might be asking, why do you want to jump if you have... Spark is just damage. Featherfall. Do we have Featherfall?
I can use. Can't
We have Featherfall
wait
now.
to use it.
Jump is literally what it sounds like. You jump. The higher your air magic level is, the higher you jump, by the way. And the reason why that's relevant is because in dungeons we cannot fly. So it is actually somewhat relevant in case we need to reach higher areas with jump. There is at least one dungeon where that is actually required rather than
We
just
can outfit you.
a convenience. So we sell those items here. Do we have anything else? This shield here, we don't know. Oh, I forgot about this. Cloak of Precision. We can give this one here to you probably. +3. You don't wear any equipment whatsoever. You just prefer to stay the way you are. Armor +3. You have +5. Alrighty. So we can sell this one here as well very briefly.
We can outfit you.
And do stuff. By the way, I'm not thinking my decisions through too precisely or well overall, because I'm well aware that right now I am streaming and people are watching and they would like to see a bit of the game. So I try to not have too much of the, let's say, role-playing stuff. That is just trading and equipment optimization and all those kinds of things, because you don't necessarily need it to too high of extent. Challenge of Might. Our might is actually at 53 at this point, so maybe we can complete the challenge of might now. You have failed the challenge. Nope, not today. For the Atari Lynx. Atari? That sounds horrible. Oh, there it is. That's what I was looking for. Oh, let's see. No, we've opened this already.
Rarities from across the land.
Rarities from across the land.
Alrighty, we sell all those random thingies we have here. Basically, what is in her inventory, I consider to be we just sell it straight up. As in, that's something I put.
Business was a pleasure.
Essentially, I don't want to check every single time what I have in my inventory. So the way I organize it, I usually have one character, which if she has something in her inventory, we are selling it because she is our selling master, so to speak, with the highest mercantile skill and such. Alrighty, what do we do now? Let's actually just take a look at our quest. Let's just try to finish the first quest if we can, and if not, we will see. We're in the village of Bloodrop on Daggerwood Island. Oh, the wells, those are the wells. I'm actually looking for quests for now. Potion recipes, fountains, obelisks, miscellaneous torch locations. There we go, the quests. Find a witness to the Lake Fire's formation. Bring him to the back to Merchant Guild of Alvard. Right, this is our main quest line, so to speak. We have find Kari Blackthorn in the Dandelion in Murmurwoods. Find Blazing Stormlands and recover the Spear of Ebonest. This is actually in Shadowspire where I said I'm not going to go there quite yet, because we know he tried to stop the bone dragons from emerging, but well, if you just fly over there just a little bit, you will see bone dragon flying around. They are pretty strong. The ones outside we can take on by just flying and cheesing them essentially, but the ones inside are a bit more of a challenge. Find the sarcophagus of Corp and Corpus remains and return them to Lathin in Shadowspire. We actually don't know where that is. Actually, we know it is in the wasteland to an extent. Alright, let's actually just see, where does the cottage bring us to? So, Iron Sand Desert would be our main quest if he transports us there. Let's check. Sorry, come back another day. Alrighty, we will come back another day. In fact, I'm just going to straight up wait a day.
Quiet room, you say?
And then we see where you want to bring us now. Probably.
Need a coat?
2 days to Alvar. In Alvar specifically, there is nothing else to do for now. Shadowspire. I do believe I have completed more or less everything that I can currently in this region here. The next region I usually tackle is Garrett Gorge, one way or another, because I like dragons, and he is my friend. You can't have him. Also don't eat him. He doesn't taste good. With shield now we are more well versed against ranged attacks and rocks, so that might actually be incredibly helpful to tackle the mines and boulder throwing rocks, now that I think about it. Other than that, just shoot some of those guys that shoot us from afar as well. Might as well. Oh, by the way, we can do a thing here. We're actually just, oops,
Watch out!
too far away. So I can just basically go into
Worthless.
tactical combat mode,
Watch!
loot those chests, in case you were wondering what is in those chests. Whee! One down. And other than that, this is probably not worth picking up those. So let's see, if we are here, we are very close to the edge of the map. This is 5 days to Alvar if you go through here. 5 days is quite a lot of time invested. I believe it takes 5 rations, might actually take more. I would like to go to the Iron Sand Desert, but I'm not entirely sure where that would be. Have I picked up this chest? Yes, yes I did. Oh, speaking of just picking up stuff, we actually still have the journal scrap. I think this is the newest one. I think we got this from the... Where did we get this from again? I forget.
Brethren, I approached the outskirts of Ravenshore today. As I did, a strange glow emanated from the center of the town. I could feel dark magics in the air. After considering my reception the last time through this area, I have decided to head north through Alvar, and then east to the Ironsand Desert. From there I will return home to Shadowspire. As I fed again this night, I felt that same feeling of dread as when I fed on the young knight. I still see the terror in her eyes. Perhaps Corby was right? Is it wrong that it takes lives to live? Kietled Vinicius. I guess we point to somewhere in Shadowspire. Let's see. Is there another chest? No. This is to Garrett Gorge. Let's just go to Garrett Gorge at this point. So, what we can do in Garrett Gorge is we can try to eradicate all the dudes here, or alternatively, we can just try to go further over to Ironsand Desert. Wasn't there something interesting that I could have learned? Body magic, master sword, mace, grandmaster plate, master learning, master bodybuilding, expert identify monster, expert arms master, magic. Arms master, we don't have enough skills, at least on the Minotaur. Can you become arms master? Nope, only normal. We haven't even learned that yet. I don't even know whether you can, but that's okay. Maybe we can get a better armor for him for once. Might be worthwhile to check. They do have generally rather strong armor. Let's cast Glamour.
We can outfit you.
Get better prices here. And here. Alright, this is an armor shop. Let's see. Plate armor. Pretty substantial. Special armor class +7. Costs us 8,900 and something gold. Death head shield. Pretty strong as well. Better chainmail. Regenerate spell points over time. I'm actually going to get that. That sounds somewhat useful to say the least. Especially since we don't really have anything good for you so far, so at least some form of an upgrade. So we sell these here, and you know what guys, how much is
We can outfit you.
a basic chainmail worth? 128, not really worth my time too well, but speaking of well, let's see, refreshing. Oh, accuracy permanent. Basically all those wells that give you stats seem to elevate the stats to a certain minimum level, and then they don't give you anything beyond that, from what I can understand. Alrighty, here, those are our friends currently, Dragon Hunter Pet and Dragon Hunters. What the dragons want us to do is literally kill all of those enemies here on the field, including this guy over here. Oh, not the Nagas. The Nagas over here are a bit of a different pack. Including those guys here. By the way, they have a nice bonfire here. We can just take that, I don't mind. So this is Jarek Whistlebone. Hi.
Hello.
Hail, Jarek Whistlebone. Welcome to my camp. We're on a hunting safari. You're welcome to look around, but don't interfere with our operation. This is no place for amateur fumbling about.
This is the guy where if you kill him you get a special item for it, which I believe is part of a quest. And there's that. So there's a ton of Nagas over here. What I could do is just try to take them on. Let me actually put more points into dragons, so he will deal more damage with his dragon magic. There's a cauldron. What this cauldron does is essentially... I'm just going to fly in circles until they gather light below me, so I can AoE them down. What this cauldron essentially does is give you stats permanently one way or another. I don't even know what exactly it does. So let's see. Nagas have a lot of health overall, so
I don't know it.
we dealt a good amount of damage to them just now, but they will take a bit more convincing to go lay down. One of them is dead, just one though. Trying to shoot in a way where So, the first thing I did when I was a kid is I realized, wait, I can't just take those guys on by flying over them and just repeatedly shooting. I spent probably about 2 hours clearing out all the Nagas in the area, so I would have a lot of money, a lot of experience, and, well, I'm not going to be that extreme this time around. I'm not going to spend too much time here, but I actually really like doing this because you can't just gather them in one spot, shoot them, and they will stop shooting me. This here is a Naga then. We actually heard about a thing that is more or less lost in there, so there's that too. And our friend Ithilgor makes hunting those Nagas significantly easier than, well, not doing this way. It's a Naga Queen, this one is just running away. In fact, there's quite a few of those Nagas just running away. Wait. This is the edge of the map, I actually cannot go over there. So if they run away over there, there's nothing I can do about this anymore.
We've done it. Yes, we've done it.
So those enemies here actually is pretty substantially strong overall. Like, you're not supposed to necessarily take on a horde of those Nagas without a strategic battle plan, such as what we're doing right now. Also, by the way, if they get too close to the camp over here, we take advantage of them also being at war with those guys, and they can just take out each other. The Dragon Knights, or whatever they are called, are pretty strong overall. So you don't want to underestimate them. So either way. Aha! We've taken out a lot of Nagas, we can just gather whatever they have left behind and probably level up a bunch. Let's see. Stats? No, actually not quite. I'm slightly surprised. Maybe I overestimate how much value they had. Essentially, when I was a kid, what I did, when I realized that most enemies don't respawn after you kill them, I just ended up clearing out literally every single enemy in the entire map. And that's how I got a ton of experience. And also
Never seen one
moved
before.
on to greater success. The funny thing is, inside here, there's just a few Nagas, not all that many. Also, I'm not going to do this anymore for now. Let's actually see where this leads us to if we try to leave the area to the west. The funny thing is, to Ravage Roving, 10 days. That's pretty lengthy, but let's go. So this is Ravage Roaming. It's basically like a wasteland to an extent, not quite. Either way, the interesting thing about... I just lost the train of thought. I wanted to say something. Oh well.
Worthless.
Oh yeah, exactly. The dungeon there does contain Nagas as well. And since I couldn't cheese them while flying inside the dungeon, I never went there after trying to look or peek into it initially. I was just way too weak, or well, at least not well prepared enough to move on. Alrighty, let's see. Let's take a quick look about what is a Ravage Roaming is about. Hey, look at this. There's just gold laying here. 257. Thank you? Question mark. Oh, more gold. I wonder whether this is just specifically for people that like exploring. Here, have a nice little thing. And what do we have here? Would you look at this?
No idea.
Those are Horned Wyvern. Remember, there was someone buying Horned Wyvern horns. And they can fly, so while you can still cheese them, it's not quite as easy. Also, there's a thing here. I actually have genuinely no clue. Oh, that's the Crypt of Corbu. Let's go inside. Because why not? Actually, I probably should call it for today, because the thing is starting soon. I will want to be prepared for the race in just about a moment, so we will be tackling this next time. Also, here, this is an eye, this is an eye, this is the top of the beak, and this is a gigantic bird on the door. Alrighty. I'm going to... 3? Sure. 3. We're going to go in here next time. Whether we are going to be successful here or not, I actually have absolutely no clue. Like, I don't know. I don't know how difficult this is. I have no recollection as to what is in here. This is where I start being less and less knowledgeable about what we should do or we shouldn't. Let me check real quick. GS10, yeah, it can't become master yet in this trap. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching, for listening, and for lurking. And, well, I hope to see you next time again. Thank you very much.